So today we're making bird feeders, and I thought it would be really fun to sit outside and also listen to the birds as we make our bird feeders together. Where I live, there are lots and lots of birds, and you might actually be able to hear them already. So if you want to put your listening ears on real fast, you'll listen and hear all the birds. You might hear some of them. Some are further away, some are actually right in these trees right beside me and behind me. So I think that's just so cool, and I wanted to take you guys outside for a little bit and hopefully get some fresh air. So I would encourage you guys to do the same when you guys are making your bird feeders. And let's get started. So today, like I said, we're making bird feeders. So the materials that we need to do this is a toilet paper roll, tube, some sort of nut butter or seed butter. So I had some leftover sun butter, and that's great if anyone's maybe allergic to nuts or anything like that. We like to use sun butter at the CDC, so I have some of that, but almond butter, peanut butter, any sort of nut butter or seed butter will work perfectly fine. Some sort of spreading tool, so I didn't have a popsicle stick. My spoons were in the washer, but I had this little tiny little baby spoon that I will use to help spread the nut butter onto your paper tube. And then this is the part that's going to attract the birds, which is bird seed. So you may have already known this, maybe in some past videos you might have heard my bird, but I actually have a bird at home. He's a parakeet, and he's this tiny little blue bird named Elliot, and we really like having him around. Anyways, so we already have some bird seed, so I just used some of that and got like a paper plate, and that way you have a long flat spot to roll your paper tube, so we can make a fun little DIY bird feeder to put outside to help feed the birds. So because birds really like these small little seeds and things like that. Nuts and seeds and all that kind of stuff are things that birds really like to eat. So our first step is that we are going to spread the nut butter on the paper tube, and the second step is that we're going to roll the paper tube in the seed, so we'll get a nice seedy bird feeder. And then the last step is optional. You can either just take this and put it right onto a branch, or if you'd like, Teacher Hannah brought some string that you can string your bird feeder up as well. So let's get started. All right, my string is sticking to my hands. All right, here we go. So I have my paper tube, and I'm going to get my nut butter and just spread it along the surface, and not too chunky, but it really, birds aren't very picky. They will be very happy that they have some fun little treats to eat. So I'm just spreading it back and forth. I'm giving myself a little bit of space at the edges, just so I can continue to hold it without getting my hands all peanut buttery or sun buttery. So I'm going to do that and just go all the way around the tube, which might be a little tricky, but we got this. Now you can hear the birds. They're very loud where I live, but I love it. We have all sorts of different types of birds. We have hawks, we even have owls. An owl really likes, you kind of can see it, but there's this big tree behind my house that one owl really likes to stay in, and he hoots all night. Hoo, hoo. Just kind of fun. What kind of birds do you have around your house? Maybe you guys have owls too, or maybe you guys have small birds. All right, so that's our first step. We rolled some nut butter onto our paper towel roll tube. And then now the second step is that we're going to roll it in the bird seed. This is the fun part. So I'm going to move this over, and we're going to roll it in the seed. Roll, roll, roll. And you'll see it starts to stick. starts to stick to the tube because the peanut butter is nice and sticky. Then you might have to shake, shake, shake. There we go. Make sure all the nut butter is covered with seed. All right. And that is it. That's all you have to do. And now you have your bird feeder with seed on it, ready to go. So like I said, you just kind of shake off any extra little seeds that might not be stuck on quite as well. All right, and feeder. And like I said, you can either put it straight onto a branch and just set it on, or I'm gonna tie some string on, and you guys can do the same if you guys would like. So I got some string, but you guys feel free to use whatever string that you would like. And now I'm just gonna put the string through the hole, and this part might be a little bit tricky. I was even having a hard time with it earlier. So if you want to kind of put the string in a ball a little bit, you can, it helps it go down the tube a little bit more. You can shake, shake, shake. And now my string fell out. All right, so now I have my two sides of my string, and maybe your mom or dad or grandpa or grandma or whoever is with you today help you tie, or maybe show you how to tie. So I'm going to tie a little knot at the top, and then there we go. So now I can go find a branch to go hang my bird feeder on, and that's it. So I hope you guys had fun. I'd love to see some pictures of maybe where you guys put your bird feeders, and maybe you guys can put it in a spot near a window so you guys can see if any birds come and visit. And it'd be really cool just to kind of see what kind of birds come to your bird feeder. Is it small birds? Is it big birds? What colors of birds are coming to your bird feeder? And maybe even you guys can look up and research maybe what kinds of birds are visiting your bird feeder. So I hope you guys had fun. I know I did. I'm gonna go find one of these branches to go put my bird feeder on, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye guys.